This video is going to describe turning an Excel quiz that Adelaida created from a website into a good reading activity for our students. So I'm going to start, she's done a lot of them here. I'm going to start with this one, low intermediate level on curling. Now curling is the sport, and this is a test that has all of the questions and answers laid out in a format, and I've asked her in the first row to put the link into the reading, and here it is right here. So we can use it now to open up that actual web page, which is, we don't have to search for it now. We'll be opening it up, and we need to open it to get the actual text out from the reading. But we cannot create a quiz with that link in the top row. So I've got to delete that top row now. And now it does look like a quiz. Yep, everything looks good here, and I can tell that if the quiz is formatted correctly, there will always be one correct answer. All the other answers will be incorrect. So I can check that to make sure, but the Blackboard will also check it when we upload. So now I have to save a new version of this quiz, and I have to save it into the text format, TXT format, or the tab delimited. So I'm going to go into File and Save a Copy, and I have to open this up here. I'm going to go into my, oops, we're having a little trouble today on the internet. I can put it back in the folder that it was in before. The main thing now is I have to take the new file type. I'm going to take text tab delimited up here, not the old one. And I'll just keep the name the same, and I'm putting it back in the same folder that it was in before. So now it's there, and now we're going to open up the Blackboard organization that's been created. It's called EAL Language Practice. It's down at the bottom of all of your courses. EAL Language Practice. After you log into Blackboard, it's right there. So we click on it, we open it up, and all of the faculty members have the power to modify or export tests and activities inside this organization. We've given them that power. I don't think any of them are using it. That's okay yet. They might want to learn how to export at some point, because there are some nice tests in here that they could export into their personal Blackboard. So we're here on EAL Language Practice, and we have to scroll down now and go into Organization Tools, and then we're going down into Tests, and under Organization Tools. Now in the test area, there's tests, surveys, and pools. This is a test we're creating right now. You will see all of the tests that are here. There's quite a few inside the Blackboard organization right now. So we're going to build a new test, and I'm going to call it, I think this was low intermediate. It's actually from the Dream Reader website. So why don't we start out with DR for Dream Reader, low intermediate curling. That would be a nice title. And this description here is about the actual web page test. It'd be nice at this point to go back and find that Dreamreader link and copy that right into the test description right here. And now that will be a permanent part of the test inside Blackboard. Students won't see that, I don't think, but here are some instructions. Read the story and answer the questions. Pretty obvious. And so we're going to submit this and go on to the next step. And submit is down here. Okay, this is the step where we can upload the questions that are saved in the TXT format. And I'm going to click on Upload Questions from TXT, and I prefer to have every question equal to 1 point on this list here. So I've got to browse now, and I've got to search for that where I put that TXT file, and I've got a special Blackboard area here for Dreamreader and Dreamreader 4, and here it is right here, the curling questions in the TXT format. So that I'm going to click now on Open, and I'm going to submit the questions. And great, they've all been accepted. All 8 of the questions were correctly formatted, and I can see them here. I can see that one is in each question, one is being indicated as the correct answer, which is great. So I don't Blackboard has done everything correctly so far. Now, there's one thing that's missing, and that is the fact that the original story is not here in the beginning of the test. So we have to add it in. And to add a question, I'm going to go up to number 1. I'm going to click on the plus button, and we unfortunately we cannot just put this in as a text. We probably could put it in as a text if we wanted to, but I have another way of doing this which I think sort of makes sense. I add a true-false question at the beginning of the whole test, and this question is nothing more than the story text from the original website. And at the end, I'm just going to ask them a statement. They have to say true or false, I read the story. So they're going to, it's like getting 1 free point for saying yes, I did read the story. So let's go back now to the curling website from Dreamreader, the curling story. And here are the questions that have already been processed correctly. But I have to get that original text. And here it is over here on the side. There's also an audio, which we're not going to add right now. Maybe we will at some point, I don't know. So it's a short story. It's about 4 paragraphs. That's it right there. I've selected it. I've copied it. Now I'm going to take it back into Blackboard, and I'm going to put it in as part of a question text in Blackboard. So I'm going to paste it here, and at the end of this text I'm going to because this is still in a question format, so it has to be dealt with as a question, and I'm going to say answer the respond, okay, let's say respond to this statement. And the statement is, I have read the story text. Now, automatically Blackboard is going to ask them true or false to that statement. By the way, since we're here in the text format, it might be nice to increase the size of the text a little bit to make it easier for students to read. I think we'll take it up to 18, let's say. Just for now, we'll take it to 18 and see how that looks in the story text. So we are all finished now, and we can submit it, and we have a new item at the top of the text, and it consists of the original story plus the statement, I have read the story text, and they just say true. And now they answer the questions that are below that. We could have put that story right into the top of question number 1. Maybe we should have done that. But anyway, this is another way to do it. Okay, we are finished now with the whole test that has been created with the story, and I have to scroll down all the way to the bottom inside the Blackboard system, and there is an OK button. Now the test has been created, and it is listed under DR for Dream Reader, and there it is right there. Now we have to deploy the test. In other words, the test is in a bank of other tests, but it has not been put into a folder where students can get it. We have a new folder over here called Reading, and under Reading we have right now only I created one last week on posture. This is the easy part, relatively easy. We have to add a test into this folder, and once I click on Assessment Test, now we can see that it is listed. There is another one on minimal pairs that has not been put anywhere yet, but anyway, here it is. It automatically popped up. Now I click again Submit, and oh, here's another confusing little step. There's going to be some test options, and unfortunately we don't want any of them, except we do want make available to students. Yes, we're making it available to students. That's required so they can see it. And we also do not want to have any display settings. Unfortunately, my computer's putting these in automatically, which other browsers will not do that. And I'm going to put it into the grade score calculations. Now, down here at the bottom, which feedback do we want them to get after they do their answers? Well, this is for practice, so I would like them to see all of the answers correct and submitted so that they can learn from the mistakes that they made. And the presentation, I would say it's going to be all at once is enough, just the way it's set there. Okay, now we're done with the test options area, and I submitted, and here it is. But unfortunately, as you can see, it is called Exam 2 Conditionals. This is a fault of the browser I'm using. It shouldn't have happened, but my browser automatically fills in certain little titles that I've used in the past. So your browser will not do that. I'll have to go back with another browser and fix that in the test options area. So here is I want it to look like this. Low int curling will be the new title. So it is in the reading folder. We have 2 readings now, and this reading has the link right in the top, which I guess is okay. It doesn't really matter to me if they know where it came from on the internet. And that's it. we now have a new test in here. I will fix the title, and we have to agree on a nice uniform way to do this. It will be very easy to move these around, and I think at this point under reading I should actually now create the folder where I know this is going to end up. It's going to end up in, we're obviously going to have a special place for these readings. So I'm going to have a new folder just called Dream Reader Low Intermediate, because that's what we started working on. And I am making the folder under the reading section, and it went to the bottom of the list. I'm going to move it to the top of the list, and I'm going to move these other quizzes into that folder under Reading, Dream Reader, Low Intermediate, and Submit. So now we don't have to keep identifying the type of reading and the level of the reading anymore inside the name, because they're all going to be in one folder called Dream Reader Low Intermediate. So that will simplify our naming issues. So now under Reading, we just have Dream Reader Low Intermediate. We're putting all the readings there right now. Later on we'll create other folders and move things around as we would like. So I hope this has helped you figure out how to incorporate an Excel quiz into the reading section of our organization.